All right, everybody. So I wanted just to share this because there have been like two big main themes that I've noticed when I'm doing mock interviews that you guys worry about. So I'm going to do a part one, then I'm going to do a part two. But the biggest thing I always hear when I'm doing mock interviews or I'm just reading through my DMs and chatting with you guys is everyone is like, I'm so worried about coming off cocky. Like, I don't want to come off cocky. And what happens is you play small in your interview. Like you're so worried about what not to be and what not to do that you're not focusing on just being yourself and answering the questions and doing all that. So I want to just do a brief little quick coaching here on the difference of confidence versus arrogance. So we can look at the two and then you can decide and you can lean into what it is, the confidence piece that you want to actually be in your interview, because most of you guys are not coming off cocky at all. Okay. So first of all, what even is confidence? Like confidence is just simply knowing that you are capable of facing what's in front of you. Right. And that's what they want to see. They need to know that they can throw you into an OR with a bunch of crazy cuckoo, cockadoodle doo personalities, all this stuff like that, and that you can handle it, you can face it, right? So, confidence is simply having faith in your abilities to handle challenging situations and to achieve certain outcomes. And this is exactly what you need to walk into that interview with is like, you know what? I don't know what they're going to ask me. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm confident that I that confidence comes from experience and evidence, right? You guys are receiving an interview, right? There's evidence that you have experience, and your job is to articulate that, right? We get confident, even in CRNA school, our confidence grows the more that we show up, the more that we keep going. Okay. So I want you guys to just lean into what confidence is, and that your job is just to share that with the panel of like being able to articulate what you're experiencing, what your experience has been as a nurse in life, etc., and giving evidence of that and reminding yourself of that. All right. I want you to really think about like when you have literally watched yourself overcoming obstacles, right? And transcending limitations. Like find evidence of that, because your brain is always want to go to negative. Your brain's always going to be like, oh, you're going to come off arrogant. Oh, you shouldn't say that. Oh, you shouldn't say this. Oh, you shouldn't do this, right? Your brain is naturally going to always want to keep you safe and comfortable. And the interview is not safe and comfy, right? So instead of gathering all this evidence of all the things that, you suck at, you feel like you suck at, you're not going to do good. What if I mess up, blah, 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 blah. And instead work on gathering evidence of your experience and what you have overcome, right? And overcome that negativity that's going on in your head, right? It is your job in that interview to tell your story, to show them what you are capable of. It is your job, it is your duty to relay that to the interview panel so that they can make a decision on if you're a good candidate or not for the program, right? And I say this all the time in my mock interviews. I want each of you to walk out of your interview knowing that you left it all on the floor. You showed who you are as a person. You showed who you are planning on being in their program, what kind of nurse you are, right? And it all starts by just gathering that evidence, getting that in your head, overcoming the negativity, and then sharing that, because that's all I want you to do is walk out of there and be like, you know what? I answered every question to the best of my ability in that moment, and I'm proud of myself. Okay. So let's look at some other characteristics of a confident person. This person has high self-worth, right? Imposter syndrome is going to come up. That's fine. But once again, you don't have to feed into all those negative thoughts, right? You always have a choice on what you want to think and what you want to believe, right? I tell my SRNAs all the time, preceptors can smell when you have zero confidence, and their interview panel will pick up on that as well, right? So you have to go in there knowing that your worth isn't on the table. No matter what happens in that interview, your worth isn't going to change, but you have to go in there like, I'm worthy of being in this interview right now. And no matter what happens on it, that's going to change, right? That is a characteristic of confident people. Okay. Um, Owning your mistakes. Confident people own your mistakes. That's like another thing they want to do, right? Open to external inputs. Confident people are open to criticism and feedback and being able to show that and being able to show that you are going to be able to navigate that. And confident people are just authentic and being themselves. Like I said, I'm never going to give you a laundry list of what not to do in an interview. It comes too overwhelming from your brain. I want you just to be you and relay your story, whether it's through clinical questions, no matter what it is, just showing them that I have the confidence to overcome and do that, right? And another thing too, I didn't put it on there. I think everyone being professional doesn't mean just being overly like robotic and serious. Like fun. You're interacting with other humans, right? Like it's okay to smile and like crack a bit of a joke. Like you can still be professional and like breathe a little bit. So I don't think professional has to be like stiff. Like, yes, I want to be a CRNA. This is why. You know what I mean? Like have a little bit of fun. It's totally fine. Okay. So this is like the confidence piece. Now let's look at arrogance. So arrogant people, right, have no, like basically lack self-awareness. They are not able to like see how they are. They don't really have an accurate picture of how others perceive them, and they don't have a lot of appreciation for the value of other people, right? They don't have a lot of empathy. They aren't really able to see their weaknesses. They exaggerate their strengths like a lot. They think they're superior to other people. I said earlier, lack appreciation of others' values. They know it all and they refuse help because they know it all. This is arrogance, guys. So I just want you to see that and be like, are you really showing up arrogant in your interview? Is this really what you're doing? Right. And even as you're crafting you're prepping for your interview, you're doing your prep, remember, stay over on this side. This is what you want to show the panel versus not showing them this, because this is how arrogant comes off. Okay. And the main thing is I want you to ask yourself this question: what value do I bring to this table? What value do I bring to this interview? What value can I bring to this program? And then being able to, once again, articulate that. That's all you have to do. Okay. And the thing is, if you don't believe that you're worthy of being in the interview, if you don't believe you had any value, you're just going to come off as non-confident. You're not necessarily going to come off as arrogant. You're going to come off as not confident, and they're going to see that. And they're going to wonder, how is this person really going to do in our program if they're barely even surviving the interview? You know what I mean? So as you are prepping for your interview, find evidence of your value. Hold on tight to your untouchable sense of self-worth. It's not going anywhere, right? What do you know to be true about yourself, and how can you portray that through your answers? And don't try to over-explain. Accept that you have weaknesses. We all have them. Share what they are, and know that none of your weaknesses, none of anything, your thoughts, decrease your value and your worthiness. Be confident in your ability to overcome anything, right? Because if you're still here, you've overcame something, right? And just keep reminding your brain of the evidence and of your experience, and just practice the articulation of that, and you will come off confident in your interview.